This is a country store.
Oh,
And
look,
you hear the snow.
it's me again. This time, instead of talking about something from the Bible, I'm talking about Bob Ross. We're at the Moonpie store. Ooh. All is well. I just have to check the, yep, there I am. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, this is what I did. Have you ever seen one of these before? Look at this. Manufactured Reeds Incorporated, Norwalk, Connecticut. This is what you call real root beer. And it comes in a reusable bottle. If I pull the little tag here, I can pull the little Virgil's tag and then pop the top. Look at that. Ooh. There, that comes off. Cool. And then, ooh, do you hear that? Cool, huh? This is real special edition Bavarian nutmeg root beer. Joy has to come over and try this. Well, I don't think it's supposed to have fuzz in it because it has none. It's not fuzzy.
Tastes good though.
It's very good. Kind of a different kind of a root beer.
What is this you got?
And then I
Oh
also
my gosh,
bought.
bacon. Okay.
She's trying bacon flavored soda. What do you think?
It kind of does have a smoky flavor to it.
Smoky.
Smoky, like a smoky bacon flavor. Interesting.
Boy.
It kind of tastes like if you dipped bacon in a smoky bacon in some soda. Kind of tastes like that.
Does have. I don't know how they
It's
get.
not bad. It's different. You know what I mean?
Okay. On the second one, I can taste more of the bacon. It's kind of like an after flavor.
Where's your phone?
Micro brewed with natural ingredients. I guess this is not a soda though. It's for the root beer connoisseur. Special edition Bavarian nutmeg is a time-honored blend of herbs and spices. 11 herbs and spices. And inspired by Bavarian craft beverage tradition. Purified carbonated water, so it is dead. It is supposed to have a fizz to it.
Hi, Rhonda Gale, Scott,
Cane sugar,
Tiffany,
natural flavors, citric acid,
Donald, and Diane.
and 11 herbs and spices. So-
I'm walking around vlogging while he's doing this taste test.
So that's
and
kind of a, it's kind of a flat root beer, unfortunately. But very interesting flavor, and I really like this bottle. I think we'll save the bottle. And of course the reseal cap, like here you pull down on the handle, right like that. Oh, there she goes. Boom. And it's now sealed again. So they didn't do a good job of making it so that it kept its fizz, but it definitely had a little pop when I opened it, so I know it was safe. And very good. Micro brewed. And this is also 1.5 pounds. So that's why it's $5.99 instead of $3.99. So bacon soda. It does say, I don't know if it has any flavors that are even going to be remotely from bacon. Naturally carbonated. Beet juice. All right, I can drink this, huh? So it is artesian water, cane sugar, citric acid, caramel color, natural flavor, pasteurized for stability and safety. So they boiled my soda before they sold it to me. From the Rocket Fizz soda pop and candy shops. Product of Rocket Fizz. Does that sound like the greatest 50s name? for something from back in the 50s. Rocket Fizz. Here's your Rocket Fizz. What do you think, Jane? I don't know, Paul. Why don't we try it? Rocket Fizz. Scooby-Doo. Rabby-rabby-doo. Rowdy-raggy. Bacon soda.
She wants to get in the video.
No, I don't. Stop. Stop.
Y'all get your fixins. So now you know what to have when you like, I want a soda for breakfast. Okay, fix some bacon, fix some eggs, and open a bacon soda. Who needs coffee in the morning when you can have Rocket Fizz bacon soda? Oh boy. Oh. So I also got some candies, and that was what I was chewing when we first started. Was I like the saltwater taffy from the Moonpie store. They do these little small squares instead of the big long pieces, and it's just, I don't know, a little easier to chew, a little nicer to work with. And oh, Joy probably wants me to look at this. Hey, Diane. Hello, Nightbot. Diane, you don't like bacon in your soda? You don't want
It's not
too
that
over
bad.
easy pop?
It's not really that bad, really. It's not really that bad.
Well, interesting flavor. It wasn't something to puke over. Oh, that's okay, Annette. We're just having fun. We can show up at any time. Don't you worry and feel bad about. One and done. Hey, one and done. Where you from? Hey, there's my buddy from Ohio. And Teresa. Ah, wonderful. Wondergale. And Scott. I am sitting at the Domino's table. And you know, they have some really great Bob Ross stuff here. Bob Ross influenced me so much. I didn't even know he was influencing me towards actually painting. But I kept watching him and watching him and watching him going, it looks so easy. I just don't get this. And yet I look at the people that are, you know, doing the keep the dream alive Bob Ross, and they're teaching Bob Ross, and they do Bob Ross painting. And it's like, wow. Yet I'm not really motivated to do the kind of paintings he did. I'm amazed by them, but I'm not the Rocky Mountains kind of painter. I'm the Smoky Mountains kind of painter. And it just seems like I look at it, oh my goodness. But when I saw this one, Bob Ross's Happy Little Christmas. Happy Little Christmas. I said, oh man, I gotta look inside here. And so they did kind of like a night before Christmas kind of thing, where it's a little poetic and it's kind of cool, and you read through it, and it has, you know, pages like this, and you can, it's all of his paintings, like, but it's like the night before Christmas thing. He set his canvas on an easel and pulled out his brushes, some just for broad stroke, and some for finer, and some for fine touches. A straight painter's knife and a bucket they're cleaned in. The most important tool, though Bob's, was imagination. Isn't that something? It was like, but it's just, let me skip a couple pages here. For so seasons, for so this season, and for each season's head. We wish you happy painting, my friends, and heartfelt God bless. Yeah, so we're coming up on, they got to think so. That was the first thing, but then Joy said, look at this. A Bob Ross Mr. Potato Head. Somebody has taken the business side of Bob Ross a little too far until I saw this. I think this would be something that would have made Bob Ross laugh and laugh and laugh, that they would make a Bob Ross potato head. I just think he would have loved it. I think he would have loved it. I mean, some of the products that they're doing with Bob Ross, Bob Ross Chia Pet, just is almost insulting. Some of them are insulting, but this, I actually thought he would have loved this, a Bob Ross Mr. Potato Head. Ah, my goodness. And this one I actually like. This is a Bob Ross mug that he has, where he has some of his paintings on the mug. And then, of course, Bob Ross socks. And this one, wait, let me show you that one next. And then, of course, you gotta have Let's Get Crazy. Let's Get Crazy. Really? I mean, that was good. I like that one. And Happy Little Trees. Happy Little Trees. So he's been quite an influence with me. What do you think, Bob? I don't know. What do you think we ought to do? I think we ought to paint some more. Why do you want to paint some more? Because I love to paint.
Robert Allen Stone.
He's got that.
Please, Robert Allen Stone, the second to the front. Thank you.
Here's another Bob Ross little guy that can watch over you while you paint. I've got my Bob Ross pen watching over me. And Bob Ross mints. Bob Ross shaped playing cards. It's actually shaped like his fro. There are one of the ways that Bob Ross is introducing younger people to the painting, even little kids, is he's got all these little kid things, little games, the find a word and find a thing, and he's got like the Christmas book, and then he's got this book. And he's even got a Bob Ross cookbook, my first book of numbers, Bob Ross. It's like he is really, whoever's promoting him and using this is getting some teaching and getting painting into their mind at a young age. And I think that was a good idea. I think Bob Ross would be very much behind that. And the Bob Ross cookbook, the French onion soup. There's a lot of happy accidents in the kitchen, but happy accidents in the kitchen are a little more dangerous than happy accidents on a canvas. Happy accident in the kitchen could put somebody in the hospital. So you gotta be careful of that. There's Bob Ross. Other books, Bob Ross coloring books, Bob Ross paint by numbers, Bob Ross puzzles, seek and find puzzles. And this is the Art of Chill game. I have no idea, but it looks pretty calming. And what's this? She brought me a Bob Ross bobblehead. That doesn't do it for me. But what a great idea. I mean, I think he would have had a happy time with this. He would have enjoyed that. And that's a Bob Ross puzzle game of mixing and fixing. It's a lot of young stuff. I mean, just imagine, instead of growing up on SpongeBob, you grew up on Ross Bob. I mean, what a difference in a child would be as an adult and growing up if they grew up on Ross Bob instead of SpongeBob. I think this is a good idea. I've never really liked the other guy, so I appreciate Ross Bob a lot more. And then the one gift that I grabbed that was really the only thing I thought I might buy is this. We don't make mistakes. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy accidents. I really like this one, but you know what I like about it the most is what's on the back. It's almost like these are, you're looking at Bob's friends. You're looking at Bob's friends when you're looking at these colors. When you see the name phthalo blue, you hear his voice say phthalo blue. You hear his voice phthalo green. You know, cameen yellow, titanium white, midnight black, Indian yellow, Prussian blue, you know, bright red, dark sienna. Remember that one? Van Dyke brown. You remember his voice saying these colors. You know, you remember his voice. Yellow ochre. I remember him saying sap green, Van Dyke brown, phthalo green, cadmium yellow. I just feel like those are my friends. They're Bob's words. They're Bob's way of communicating. And you know, the same way a pen puts on paper what's in someone's mind, so does a brush. And I really appreciate that out of the most of them. And so I've had a mint chocolate one. Okay, so we'll take a bite. These banana ones. But that night before Christmas, Bob, I was pretty good. There's still 2 left. That's fairly priced. So next week here in Tennessee, it's in the 60s. And I looked it up on the 30-day forecast. Next week is the last week of the 60s. So I'm painting the exterior of a house. And that's it for winter. I've never been able to paint this late anyway, so it's been a warmer summer and a warmer winter so far. We've really had some wonderful weeks. And then it got cold and then it got warm again. So this week coming up, we're in the 60s, almost in the 70s in one day. And then after that, it's 48. I looked, it was like, you know how it has a little 47, 72, 40, 55, 50, 59, the highs and low of the day. And then all of a sudden, next week, it's like in the 60s, 70s, and it's like 58, 72, 48, 65. But as of next week, that's the end of it. After that, it's 34, 48, and 48, 51. So that's the end of that. And we're going to be looking for winter to finally be here. So, I'll tell you, I haven't seen a whole lot of winter yet, and I don't really mind. All right, so anyway, I don't know if y'all have been to the Moonpie store. There's a little bit of history here, and as I drink some more, did you actually get to see that? I don't know if you actually got to see that thing. Is this backwards for you or not? I don't know, it's backwards for me. It's definitely not as good after a banana taffy. But it's like my mouth is like a kid. Wants to taste everything, try everything, do everything. And my stomach is like a parent. It has to deal with everything that my mouth wants to do. You ever feel like that way? Like your mouth is a child and your stomach is the parent that has to deal with whatever that child did. Oh, man. My stomach has so often said, I tried to tell you, don't eat that. But my mouth is like, oh, I want more, I want that. This could be kind of like you're dealing with your spirit and your flesh. Your flesh is your mouth and your spirit is your conscience. Your stomach is your conscience. And like your mouth can, when it comes to words, like when it comes to food, we can understand the mouth and the stomach having to deal with whatever the mouth does. But when it comes to words, then it's different. It's your mouth saying whatever it wants to say. It doesn't care if it hurts anybody's feelings. And then your conscience has to go, oh no, we're not saying that. That'll hurt their feelings. And making sure that your conscience and your spirit is more in charge of your mouth than saying something quick and silly. You know, I even did that tonight. You know, it was like somebody said something and I was like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Not thinking about, oh, well, will that hurt their feelings? Or would that be upsetting? You know, don't say anything in public. So, I'm enjoying that. Enjoying my candy. Oh, what other flavor have I got here? I got, oh, peppermint. Yep, it's Christmas time. It's beginning to taste a lot like Christmas. Everywhere we go. Now, when I was a kid, when they said, let's go to the 5 and 10, they were talking about a nickel and a dime. Today, it's still called the 5 and 10. But you know where I'm going with that, right? It's still called the 5 and 10. And you still get about the same product. Oh, speaking of that, I bought a little tiny investment for Joy's Christmas present. A little tiny investment that should grow. Won't that be nice? Won't that be nice? And so, let's see. Well, I think I'll twist up my little candies here. I've had a half of one of everybody. Boy, that peppermint. Oh, that's good. That's Christmassy. That's like a chewy candy cane. That's really good. I'll put my candies back in the bag. Oh, so sad. This summer, I bought a can of bags here. Put them in this bag. I put it in my little tote thing that I carry around. Totally forgot I had candy in there. Got left in the sun. Ooh. That was not good. I had to take my little tote purse in the house, turn it inside out, spray it down, wipe it out. All the candy melted. The taffy had oozed out, and the color from the taffy had split from the taffy and leaked out like cherry drops. Oh, that was not good. I like that banana. That banana's really good. Oh, you know what? Let me take my little portable phone here. I'm gonna walk you up to the free. You know what? I think I'll put my bag in my pocket. Where are we at on this? Hey, Treasure. No, you do remember 5 and Dime, yeah. Woolworths. What was a couple of names of stores that we don't ever hear of anymore? I think JCPenney's pretty much gone. Sears is pretty much gone. The Woolworths. Okay, so what other 5 and Dime stores were there? Were they actually called the 5 and 10? I remember one was called the 5 and 10. And what else? What other kind of stores are not around anymore that were really big? There was like the drugstores. Like I think there's still Rexall is still around. Lawson's. Does anybody remember Lawson's? There was a commercial for Lawson's that I never forgot. It was about orange juice, and it was like, get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Well, one man sleeps while the other man drives on a big old run. Does anybody remember that? Is that just me from the 60s? And the big O seemed to name it the next day. Roll on, big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. That's something. Does anybody remember that? I hope I'm not sounding stupid, but what about like an old thing, an old commercial like that just sticks in your mind, like the guy that did the Fago commercials. Yeah, rock and rye, red pop, and he would name everything off to the little kid. Cherry, strawberry, rock and rye, red pop, and all these other ones. Like, I remember that guy. And what about who knows the original tune for Cracker Jack? Remember original Cracker Jack? It was penny coated popcorn, peanuts, and a prize. And they also have bacon with chocolate. Bacon chocolate soda. I just can't imagine that addition. They've got berry, they've got zoots, they've got suds, they've got zots, dirt, grass, dads. And they've got one that's called Ghost Pepper Hot Soda, and Swamp Water, Kitty Pea, a couple other names. We'll try those in the future. Right now I'm just trying to get through my order of bacon. Where's my 2 over easy? By the way, if any of you haven't seen it yet, on my Storyteller channel, I did a vlog at Cracker Barrel on the Veterans Day. It was a free breakfast, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go over there and vlog myself and do a sample of their breakfast. By the time I got in the door, I'd already seen enough veteran hats where I just thought, I got to talk to these guys.
Shoppers, we will be closing very shortly.
It's a very shortly.
Please bring up your purchases and bring them to the front, please. Thank you.
And she's having fun. She lost track of what she was going to say. Only in the Moonpie store. There is another flavor that if someone was to tell you it was that flavor, you would say, yeah, that's it. If someone was to tell you it was bacon flavor, you'd say, okay, yeah, that's it. But I can't think of the other flavor. Almost think of that other flavor. It does have a different flavor, like not butterscotch, but you know what it reminds me of? Remember those candies that were like Werther's, but they tasted like root beer? It kind of tastes like that, kind of like a root beer hard candy. Yep, that's what I would say. Anyway, I wanted to finish that because I got to get that in my pocket where it won't break. And then I've got to take my classic root beer. That could fall out. And my wife, who was so kind to get all this stuff out, has abandoned me. And I have a table full of stuff. And right here that she went and got, that now I think I guess I'm gonna have to wait to put it all back. She doesn't think logistically when it comes to all these things. So, I know what we could do. I could work on this puzzle. Do you mind watching me work on this puzzle? I mean, we could have fun watching me work on this puzzle. What do you think? I think that would be great. Why don't I just sit down over here and start working on this puzzle? I mean, everybody put the easy stuff together already. Hey, look at a snowman. Cool. It's time to start thinking snowman paintings, huh? Yeah. Oh, there's grass. No, this one's got grass on it. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. But you know, I'm kind of looking around here, looking at grass. I do like jigsaw puzzles. I never really have sat down and done a whole one. I don't have the patience for that. But I do like jigsaw puzzles. And I do like all the names of Bob Ross's paintings. And that's the finished puzzle right there. So I've got to put this glass bottle in my back pocket so that it does not in any way slip out. And then the root beer bottle, I don't know, maybe I should take it out to the car. What do you think? I don't know. Let's see, where can I put this? I'm gonna go out of the chat. I went out of the chat. Oh. Okay, so I had to go out of the chat so that I would not accidentally put someone in timeout. So let's go up. I've got my candy, I got my root beer. We are gonna go up to the front of the store. Now you can see all these Moonpie things you can buy. Double, triples, double and triple Moonpies. Shirts and cows and bugs, and boy, everybody's doing Monopoly now. And but I thought I would come up here for my free one, and I wanted to read something to you so that you have a little history of the Moonpie store. So we have to move this box out of the way. This is the thing, and it says around 1917, a traveling salesman for Chattanooga Bakery was visiting a company store that catered to coal miners. He asked the workers what they might enjoy as a snack, and they said they wanted something for their lunch pails that would be filling and taste good. When asked what the size of the snack should be, a miner held out his hands to frame the moon and said, "How about that big?" And with that idea in mind, the salesman headed back to the bakery, where he noticed some workers dipping big graham cookies into marshmallow. He thought it looked like a good tasting combination, so he added another cookie for a lid to cover the marshmallow with chocolate. And when he took a batch of these samples to the workers to try, their response was so enormous that the Moonpie soon became a regular item for the bakery. Today we only make the Moonpie, and we make about 1 million a day. What? We make about 1 million a day? 3 things have remained constant in Chattanooga Bakery since those early days: our commitment to our great hometown of Chattanooga, our focus on producing the world's finest marshmallow sandwich, and our customers' constant demand for the excellent taste, the value that the Moonpie offers, and we are grateful for our rich heritage, and we appreciate your interest in the Moonpie. So there's a little bit of history for you. Now, if you ever do get to the Moonpie store, over here to the left, when you first come in the door, you'll see a TV, and right now it's not running, of course, they're getting ready to close, but that has a really good video on it. I don't know how long it is, maybe 10 minutes, it loops, 10 minutes or so. It's worth your time to watch that and see the history of the Moonpie on a video. So, all right, I'm gonna grab my free mint one. Now, whenever you come into the Moonpie store, you are allowed to have one free Moonpie, one of these minis right here. So, you know, I think I'll grab a banana one this time. And here comes Joy. She's going to go ahead and pick one of hers. But we also have a problem. So I'm going to get ready to sign off here because I got to go put back all the stuff that Joy took off the shelf. And they're getting ready to turn off the lights. So there she is. And thank you very much. And remember, we love you, but Jesus loves you more. Good night, good night, good night. and end.